Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we are going to build our all-time Shaquille O'Neal team and see how that team does here in the NBA. So as we all know, Shaquille O'Neal is one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. Has played on like a ton of different teams and everything right there, man. So on the right of your screen, you do see a chart with a whole bunch of different players that Shaq has played with. We basically have $15 to build a team of Shaq plus 4 starters and 1 bench player. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, I'm trying to get to 1,000 likes, so be sure, man, drop a like on this video. So let's go ahead and get started on this, man. So what type of players do we exactly want around Shaquille O'Neal? Well, I'm kind of thinking, you know, guys that can obviously like space the floor. Thing is that like looking at the different like power forward Shaq has played with, this was during like more of the era of like traditional style of players from the power forward position, you know, guys that would like post up and stuff like that, where now you see a lot of like stretch bigs in the NBA. So yeah, like Karl Malone, Antoine Jameson not even in the game, so I can't even use him. You know, guys like that, man. Marty Steimer was not really like a three-point shooter or nothing like that, so that's definitely going to be the most challenging part, is finding like the front court mate to play with Shaquille O'Neal. But yeah, so for the first player I am going to choose, we talk about that floor spacing. Look none farther than the man on the Boston Celtics. Of course, it is going to be Ray Allen. Has a 99 three-point shot. At this point, you know, Ray Allen was still a really solid NBA player. Of course, his prime days was on like the Seattle Supersonics, and he also was really good on the Milwaukee Bucks too. But at this point, you know, a little bit older, 88 overall player, so he's gonna be a nice guy, you know, that can, you know, when Shaq's in the paint and stuff like that, doing his thing at times, if he gets double, triple team, kick it out to Ray Allen for 3. And when you have a guy like Ray Allen on the arc, you really cannot double or triple team players in the paint, because you just cannot leave them open. So he is going to be joining that Lakers team. I know, man, like Ray Allen on the Lakers doesn't feel right, but I mean, he went to the Miami Heat anyway, so it's all good. All right, so he was a $4 player. Also keep in mind, guys, as you can see on the chart, there's cases where it says like old Paul Pierce and, you know, old Kevin Garnett. So those are guys that are not gonna be like in their prime, obviously. But yeah, man. So next up, for the next player, I thought like this one right here, I don't quite know how I'm gonna use him yet. He actually played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Played a little bit with Shaquille O'Neal back in the day, or at like towards the end of his career, and that is Big Z Zydrunas Ilgauskas. So my mindset with this is this, man. Like, we could use Big Z off the bench, which is fine because we do need a bench player. But the fact that he's only $2, it's like there's no way I could pass that up. But at the same time, we could potentially run him at the power forward position. I don't absolutely love the idea just because like he is 7'3", a bit slow out there. But the fact that he does have that, you know, 90 mid-range shot, 3-point shot, like it could possibly go if he was to shoot them. So I don't know, man. Just like when you look at the stretch bigs on the team that are available for us, Big Z was like the best available I could find, and just for that price point, so definitely going with him. Welcome to the Los Angeles Lakers to join up with Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, next we need the point guard of this team, and we're talking about floor spacing, so you know, 3-point shot is important. We also need a guy that can get the ball to Shaquille O'Neal in the post and just in all the right spots. No better player to do that than the man, Steve Nash. Yes, guys, 94 3-point shot. One of the greatest passers ever. By the time Shaq was on the Phoenix Suns in this case, he definitely was like way out of his prime. Actually, I have the numbers right here. Yeah, his season with them, he did average about 18 points and 8 rebounds, so definitely not bad. But just imagine like a prime Steve Nash with a prime Shaquille O'Neal, like just how deadly those guys could have been out there. So yeah, we're gonna try him out. And not only that, with the Lakers, they also get a prime Steve Nash on their team, because we all know by the time Steve Nash went to the Lakers, he had major back injuries and like did not really play at all. All right, so that is how many dollars down? That is $5, $9, I believe $11. So you know, we got a few more dollars to go here. Yeah, let me check out my math rate, man. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so we got $4 left here. Okay, so next up, I am going to do a $3 player. Now this is a guy that could play the small forward position, or even in this current NBA could play the power forward position. Somebody that's going to go out there, play some defense, can knock down the 3-point shot, and just do a little bit of everything alongside Shaquille O'Neal. And that is the Matrix, Shawn Marion. I mean, for $3, this guy was extremely underrated. It's like, and it's just crazy to think how perfect he would be in this current NBA, because he really could have been like the ideal power forward currently in the NBA. Of course, he played small forward at the time because it was just like a different era of basketball. But yeah, for $3, definitely cannot pass of him. Welcome to the Los Angeles Lakers. And then finally, we do have $1 left to go right here. So for $1, this is where the things can get, you know, where we have some choices to be made. But I decided for $1, I was going to take the man from the 98, I believe it was the 98 Lakers. And that is Eddie Jones, a shooting guard, 85 3-point shot, 82 mid-range, can play the small forward position. So with this right here, you know, for $1, this allows us to either use a Big Z off the bench and start Shawn Marion at power forward and use Eddie Jones as a small forward, or just use Eddie Jones off the bench also. So yeah, welcome to the Los Angeles Lakers yet again. And let's go ahead and check out the team real quick here, just kind of see what it's looking like. Then of course I will like assign some free agents and stuff like that to the team. But yeah, man, also let me know in the comment section below which team you guys do put together. So yeah, the final team looking like this: Shaquille O'Neal, Steve Nash, Shawn Marion, Ray Allen, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and Eddie Jones. All things considered, I think it's one hell of a good team. I'm thinking Big Z probably off the bench. It just doesn't make the most sense. I don't know, guys. I'm going to go ahead, though, and simulate to an NBA season. We're going to simulate an entire season and see just how good this team and how dominant this team could really be. Okay, so this is the starting lineup. Steve Nash at point guard, Ray Allen at shooting guard, Eddie Jones at small forward, Shawn Marion at power forward, and Shaq at center. And then Big Z, the only reason I switched him over to a power forward was just so he would like actually try to play more so alongside Shaquille O'Neal than substitute inside for him. So just for like rotation purposes. Then we also got like Jamal Crawford, Dwight Bikes, you know, guys like that on the team, just some free agents to fill it in. But yeah, do you guys think this team right here could actually beat the Golden State Warriors? Because I'm loving the idea of Shaq against Boogie. Shawn Marion is pretty much like what Draymond Green is today in the NBA. Eddie Jones against Kevin Durant, that could be a little bad for our side, but still the offense is there. Ray Allen against Klay Thompson, like that splash bro against the splash father. And then Steve Nash against Stephen Curry. I'm predicting this is probably going to be at least a 60-win team. I'm going to go ahead, guys, simulate this season, and we are going to see just how good this team can really do. So yeah, I guess we'll actually do that on here, man, because there's actually some things I want to talk about while we're simulating right here. So let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal. Where do you guys rank Shaq all time when it comes to NBA centers? Because I think about it like this: a lot of like where we rank these guys is based off of the era that they once played in. Because like Will Chamberlain, the reason he was so dominant, or Bill Russell, the reason those guys were so dominant, not that they were bad, you know, not that they're like bad players or anything like that, but just in the era they were in, they were like so physically dominant over everybody that there was just no chance whatsoever to stop those guys at all. So I mean, you know, Shaquille O'Neal was known as like the most dominant, forceful center of all time. But can you imagine if you would have played in the era of Will Chamberlain or the era of Bill Russell? Like, just how much better could he have been out there? You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to think about. But as far as all-time great centers, the number one I have is probably Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm gonna say he's number one. Number two, personally for me, it's Shaquille O'Neal, but I would also listen to arguments on Hakeem Olajuwon. I would probably also take Shaq over Wilt Chamberlain, you know, put Wilt there, you know, Bill Russell, you got your David Robinson, guys like that. But I do think Shaq is probably the second best center of all time. Some might even say first, but I think I would still take Kareem by him, just by a little bit. And then between him and like Hakeem and stuff like that, that's still that's a good discussion to have right there. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But also something else to think about with Shaquille O'Neal. So we all know that him and Kobe played together for the Los Angeles Lakers for, you know, for quite a few seasons. Had some had a nice dynasty over there, won some championships. And then they said that Kobe drove Shaq out of the Lakers, right? Which I've watched like interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, while those guys didn't win, just like their personalities, they were not really meant to like coexist for a long period of time. The fact that they accomplished so much was crazy. They could have accomplished even more if they would have worked things out, but they simply did not. But then, okay, so then Kobe started getting some backlash saying, well, Kobe can't win without a really good center, like a really good center, a really good big guy, like, you know, a Pau Gasol or Shaquille O'Neal, somebody like that. But isn't it the same thing with Shaquille O'Neal, where he was not really as good without a really good guard? I mean, he had Kobe on the Lakers, on the Miami Heat. He had, you know, he obviously had a prime Dwayne Wade. On the Phoenix Suns, he did have Steve Nash. And then on the Cleveland Cavaliers, it wasn't a guard, but it was, you know, LeBron James and stuff like that. So, I mean, Shaq has also played with his fair share of really great, really dominant players out there. So, I don't know, man. It would have been cool to see how those guys would have, like, meshed together throughout their entire NBA career. But I totally get it, too, where, you know, sometimes you gotta make a decision. I think when it's all said and done, the Lakers made the right choice. They made the right choice to keep Kobe and get rid of Shaq. Because when I think of the Lakers, I do think of Kobe Bryant now, plain and simple. And Shaq still had some really good years after the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, surprisingly, I did not know this, but the 2004 Lakers, like that super team Lakers team, he only averaged like 22 points per game, which is really good and everything. But I mean, that was like the year they had like Karl Malone and like Gary Payton and stuff like that. So I thought he was even more dominant than that, but it was really the throughout the 90s that he was at his all-time prime self, and a little bit into the early 2000s. But yeah, so 73-8 record for this Lakers team, which is like one of the all-time great records. No, that's the best record of all time. MVP going toward Shaquille O'Neal. That's very fitting for this video. 30 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3.4 blocks per game. This dude was just a force to be reckoned with. There was no stopping Shaquille O'Neal whatsoever. We also got Luke Walton as coach of the year. Also played a little bit with Shaquille O'Neal. Here are the All-NBA teams. See if any of our other players didn't make that at all. No Lakers there, or I guess Shaq. And then we got Steve Nash, All-NBA second. And that's it for that. All right. Let's go ahead and check out these team and player stats on the season. So team stat-wise, scoring-wise, we averaged 122 points per game. And then defensively, we were also a top 4 team in the NBA. They're giving up 99 points per game. Looking at the player stats, we know Shaq's stats. Ray Allen, great fit alongside him at 22 points, dropping 6 assists. Also shot a very healthy 48% from 3. Steve Nash, 44% from 3. After putting up 17 points and 15 assists. God damn, Steve. And then we got Sean Marion at 15 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks per game. Those are Sean Marion-esque numbers right there. Eddie Jones dropping on 13 points. And then Big Z was huge for us off the bench, no pun intended, because he is 7'3", actually taller than Shaq. And the rest of the bench did pretty nice up there. Okay, so first round of the playoffs, we do have the Phoenix Suns. Simulate current round. I'm really don't lose to the Phoenix Suns, guys. Y'all can't be doing that. You know, I want the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. That is what I want. Damn, look at Steve Nash with that 20 assist game. Oh my life, man. So dominant. Okay. OKC Thunder. Simulate current rounds. And whoa, okay. OKC just blew that 3-1 lead. I feel like Houston also blew a 3-1 lead. Y'all give me that quick replay on that. Wow. Okay, well, we got the finals that I want to. Look at this closeout game. 134-97 Shaq, 29-18-5, 27-3-8 for Steve Nash, 27 for Ray Allen. Here we go. Bitch-ass Warriors. Number 3 seed, surprisingly. And like they got their full team right there. So see who wins this. Simulate current rounds. And got him in a 7-game series. We have this freaking super team. And it took us 7 games to beat the current real-life Golden State Warriors, which just goes to show just how dominant they are. We do have the NBA Finals, Simulate current round, and, well, we beat the Toronto Raptors. Shaquille O'Neal, your Finals MVP at 24 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks per game. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you ever come across those type of charts, be sure to send them to me on my Instagram, which is KrispyFlakes, little, like, _YT. Or you can also find me on Twitter at KrispyFlakes2K. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like. Also, if you're looking for some exclusive Crispy Flakes content, be sure to become a member of my account by clicking the join button on PC or clicking the link in the pinned comment of this video. Peace out, my